Now, back to Sound Advice on Money Radio 1300 KKOL.
I'm Susan Michaels.
And I'm Rick O'Brien, and this is Sound Advice.
And today we're talking with Lori Weldon from Beaux Art Studio. And before the break, I asked you a question, but I didn't give you enough time to say anything. So we're going to go on from there.
I rudely butted in there.
That's okay. That's okay. You got to keep us in line here. Some of the other photography that you specialize in includes weddings. Tell us a little bit about some of that, how you go about putting together packages for people, however, whatever it is you do.
Well, at first I didn't have packages, and then people said, well, I need a package. So I made up some packages. So I always tell people, this is a starting place, but since I'm the boss, I can change it.
Okay.
So if this is, I just have places. I have 4 packages, and they can choose products that are in the package. And then if they say, well, I don't need this, but I want that, then I said, hey, we'll just make you a special package,
Okay.
Custom packages. And I work with people. When they hire me, I'm theirs, so I don't have a time limit. I have one package that has a time limit. It's mostly for people that are getting married the second or more times, and they don't care about an album. They don't care about all the foo-foo stuff.
They just want a few pictures.
They just
to
want a few
commemorate,
pictures, yeah.
Okay.
And
Now, the package, does it mean the events and things you are taking pictures of, or the type pictures you put together at the wedding itself? In other words, people have receptions, they have other things, they have the background, stuff going on, and all the things other than just the ceremony. So, again, by package, do you mean you're including other things or certain set shots?
the package means that they decide on what they want to end up with. Do they want a big album? Do they want a little album?
Uh-huh.
Do they want mom and dad's albums? What do they want to put in to their, what do they want to end up taking home?
Okay.
So if I don't charge for time, that means I'm hired for the day. So if she wants me there when I'm getting getting her hair and makeup done, I'm there.
Okay.
And I stay through the whole event. I don't say at 4 hours, sorry, I'm done.
Sure.
Because that's not going to work for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
And I also sometimes I tell them I'd love to do an engagement session because then you work with me, we know each other. I'm not just this person showing up with the camera, bossing
Right.
you around.
and that happens a lot of times where you don't know that they don't know you and you don't know them,
Mm-hmm.
and they're taking pictures of the wrong people,
Yes.
and or something else happens
Yep.
because the photographer is just taking pictures of whatever he or she feels interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and so you like the opportunity to get to know the people and find out who their family is and things like that before you actually have the experience of the ceremony without that background.
Yep. And
Okay.
I always come to dress rehearsal if I can
Uh-huh.
because I tell them you don't have to feed me. I just need to know what's going on. Because it'll help me when I get here. Do I need a backdrop? Do I need special lights? Should
Uh-huh.
I bring a person? What do I need? And then I've actually changed the direction of weddings because of the lighting. They wanted to face the sun, and I'm going, that's not really handy on your audience or me.
Your photographer and your photographs aren't going to end up quite right.
So we kind of just turned just a little bit.
Right.
And it was
So
an
you don't
outdoor
have just
wedding.
silhouettes on everything.
Yes. And they loved it.
Huh.
And they didn't mind. But we did it before the wedding.
Well, I can imagine if it were during the wedding, that would be a bit of a problem.
Yes.
And a lot of those times, I would imagine the shots that happen, kind of the waiting in the back, and some of those shots are end up being some of the favorite shots that
Yep.
people have.
Yeah, my eyes are going all the time looking at everybody. And if somebody's in a group over here with their little phone taking pictures, I'm right up behind them. Hey, my turn. Because if it's good enough for them, it must be good enough for the bride and groom.
Okay, well that's a good way to do it. You're just kind of looking everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Now you mentioned something about putting together parents' albums. So that would just be like the wedding party and a few things. But are they smaller?
They're usually 5x7s in an album that holds 30.
Okay.
And the last wedding I did, the bride wanted to buy an album for each of the parents, her new parents and her real parents and her in-laws, and they said, she called me up just the other day and said, I just wanted to tell you they cried.
Oh, very nice. So it's a very special thing to be able to
Yeah.
offer. Yeah. And then you have different sized albums
Yep.
that the bride and groom can choose as well then.
Yep. Big. They can get big. I've done wall canvas prints of the couple that they hang in their home, and I do all kinds of stuff. I do stuff like, I tell them, don't worry if you break out with a blemish or some other thing. They
From
will not
nerves.
be in. They will not be in your album.
Oh, very nice.
Because I'm an artist, so they're retouched. There's no eyeglass glare. There's no weird things happen on. If there's a videographer that's irritating me, he's out.
You just erase him, can't
Yes,
you?
he just became the wall.
Oh boy. So beyond weddings, I would imagine graduation, family
Yes,
photos.
lots of families. I do pets with Santa every year at a couple of pet stores, and
Pets with Santa.
yes, people's pets are now their family, so they want the pictures with Santa.
So do you get a Santa?
Usually the store provides the Santa,
I see.
and usually they're people that love pets.
Uh-huh.
Because you never know what you're going to get. You could get snakes.
Well, you wouldn't want a pet you didn't like with Santa.
No. And you don't want a dog that is scared of Santa.
Oh no.
There's lots of those.
Uh.
Bigger the scarier they are.
So can somebody go someplace to see some of your work and to say, hey, I'm interested? I know we haven't given out a website or anything
No,
like
and
that
she
yet.
has one.
Yes.
Nice website.
You can go to my website, beauxartstudio.com.
And how do you spell that? Because it's spelled weird, isn't it? Or I would think,
It's French,
yes.
and it means fine art. So it's BEAUX, and then arts, and then studio. So there's two S's together. If you don't miss an S, it won't go there. .com.
Okay.
And I'm
And it's
also,
all strung together, no hyphens or anything.
right.
So it's BEAUXARTSSTUDIO.
Correct.
All
Dot
one big
com.
long word.
Yeah, one big long word.
Nice. And there are some beautiful things on there.
Thank
I was
you.
looking at some of the wedding photos and stuff. So
Does it have pricing and that type thing?
It has pricing.
Okay.
It has a wedding page. It has a portrait page. It has place where people can see their previews, so you can click on there, and unless it's locked, because they've asked me not to let the public see them, you can see a full wedding.
Ah,
There might be 12 or 15 pages of photos for a wedding, and they're up there.
okay.
So,
okay. And you have examples of graduation, and you also have examples of family photography as well.
yep. I used to say I shoot people and blow them up, but the police said I had to
Yeah,
stop
that's
saying that unless I was wearing a camera.
She has Homeland Security circling her house quite
Keeping
frequently.
an eye on her all the time.
Shoot people and blow them up.
Yeah.
So your services then are on your website. Now, is there a phone number that people can get a hold of you through?
Yes, it's 253-838-2941, and I'm in Federal Way. The closer to Christmas, the
Okay.
faster I get booked up.
It
so,
gets tight around Christmas, so if
Yeah.
you want to do Christmas photos, now's the time to book those.
especially if you're going to do
Okay.
Christmas cards, because
Oh, yeah.
you
You
need
got to get
to-
them in the mail.
Yeah, so if you want them back. so yes. And I do have daytimes available, so if somebody wants to come in the daytime, everybody's working, so they want to come in the evening, but lots of daytime. I do lots of headshots, and I do international passports. Because if you went to, like Costco, they only do one, American. So they send me everybody else.
Now, how does an American passport differ from an international?
Well, Americans are 2x2,
Uh-huh.
and the head is 1 inch, where every country has a different size.
Ah.
Oh, really?
And they might even require a different color on the background.
Now, would this be for a different passport? This would be like for another country's passport?
Like Europe, Canada, yeah, Russia.
Okay.
So I go to the online of the country and check out what they need, and with Photoshop, I can make it happen.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, Lori, we thank you so much for being with us today on Sound Advice.
Thank you.
And let's give out one more time.
One more time.
The website and the contact information. Do you have an email address, by the way?
Yes, it
Hello?
is Lori, Lorie, at beauxartstudio.com.
And the website again is?
beauartstudio.com.
There we go.
A little redundant, but that's good.
I tried
Easy to
keep
remember.
Keep it simple.
All right. Thank you once again for being with us.
Thank you.
On Sound Advice.
And if you have a business or organization that you'd like to have us interview and be part of the program, we'd love to do that. The phone number to call is 206-443-8200. That's 206-443-8200, and we can try to set something up for you.
And that would be great. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, we'll see you again next Wednesday at 2 o'clock with Sound Advice.
You've been listening to another edition of Sound Advice. The opinions expressed on the preceding program were not necessarily those of the staff, management, or advertisers of this station. Tune in at 2 to hear from your Sound Advice team here on Money Radio 1300 KKOL.